Welcome aboard, everybody. Yeehaw! I want to show you guys a little review of NASCAR Heat Evolution right here on the PS4. Now, currently, if you're watching this, you're watching the Matt Mayhem Show, and I appreciate it. So, reach on down there and hit the subscribe button. There's going to be a lot of reviews coming up, especially in the next 6 months. So, time to dig in. Let me start off and preface this review by saying I don't want to be too transparent when I'm doing a review. However, used to be a fan of NASCAR, pretty big fan actually. Went down and saw Richard Petty's museum. Have some history of the sport going back, to the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and whatnot. Used to follow it on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis. Am I the biggest NASCAR fan in the world? Not by any means, but am I pretty well versed in NASCAR and how it is today? Yes, enough that and in gaming in general, tons of experience with games. So without further ado, I bring you the review for NASCAR Heat Evolution. Now, this is obviously the PS4 version. I don't really know where to start. As you can see, we have 6 tabs on the beginning side. On the right side, there are 6 tabs. And under options, we have your game settings, which are pretty standard. There's only 4 things under here. How much damage you like, and under race mode, if you want to race only or qualify and then race, championship mode, practice, quick qualifying race, and practice, quick qualifying race, and career. You just accept those and continue on. Under controls, well, if you don't like how the controller scheme is laid out, you can't change it. It's going to be the first negative part of this review. You can't change that whatsoever. There's nothing you can do about it. It just is what it is. As far as you can mess with the vibration, physical effects, draft effects, steering, brake, and throttle sensitivity, and then you can test the sensitivity. All of that's just pretty damn worthless. So we'll go back. Now, I'm not trying to be completely negative. The sound in the game, it's just kind of the same old twangy southern rock, no-name band music over and over again. So I'll give you a little bit of the music here for just a minute, and that's pretty much it. Constantly, I don't even think the song changes. Hey, what's up, Josh? I don't even think the song changes, so we're just going to turn it down for the rest of this. Effects, turned all the way up. And your spotter is Bobby Labonte. As far as I know, you can't do anything about that. You're just stuck with Bobby. So on we go. Profile icon. Now, when you go to profile icons, you're thinking, oh man, I'd love for this to be awesome. This could be great. I could put up a picture or put up something really cool. No. You just pick your favorite driver. Since I'm a big fan of Richard Petty and Petty Enterprises, I picked Eric Almirola. Now, all that does, if you just keep looking up there in the top right where that little arrow is pointing, you just get the car number. That's it. Just get the car number. So there's just a 43. I don't even understand that. Oh, and I think I forgot something under game settings. I think there's an advanced. Yes. There's not just 4 things. There's an advanced setting. Why there's an advanced setting, I don't know. Why you needed this stupid advanced button to change your physics from normal to simulation, or from transmission automatic to manual. Why in the hell couldn't that have just been here? There's only 5 things here. They couldn't have thrown in 7. I have to go to some massive advanced menu that only has 2 selections on it. Ridiculous. Okay, and then here's just a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo about the game and NASCAR and blah blah blah. So we go back to the main menu, which is so self-explanatory. You can race. Duh, that's what you can do. It's a racing game. You can go to challenges, which the game is out, and well, available challenge pack is just the standard ones, and there's none there. That's right, I said it. There are no challenges there. So they released the complete game with no challenges under challenge mode. So there's a mode or a tab you could just remove, and we're down to 5 tabs. You can do career. Now, career, we're going to click it. Do I want to resume my career? Yes. Let's resume my career. Hopefully I'm standing by my car. Yes. Okay, this is just super excited for this. I thought, oh my god, I can make a character. Maybe I'll piss everybody off and make Jeff Gordon over again, because he's not in the game. As a matter of fact, no legendary drivers, living, dead, or otherwise, are in the game at all. So if I wanted to race as Richard Petty, tough shit. Can't do it. Oh, and when you make your character, okay, there's 99 numbers in NASCAR. There's 40 drivers on the track. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that leaves 59 numbers available. You can only pick from 4 numbers: 8, 28, 58 or something, and 99. That's it. You have 4 choices. That's it. And we'll go into edit characters so you can see. I thought, oh, this will be a big, bold, lots of possibilities here. I can do tons of stuff. No, I can't. Here's the numbers: 8, 28, 36, and 99. 4 frickin' numbers. That's all I can be. You can choose male or female, your hairstyle, head shape, facial hair and color, eyebrow shape and color, skin tone, nose tip, nostril bridge length, chin width length, cheek fullness and bones, mouth, upper and lower lip, eye color, brow height and ridge, and you're done. So I tried to make this guy as close to the what I'd be virtually in a game, but this is a huge disappointment here. I would have loved to have been able to pick a number like 24 and put or even 3 and put Dale Earnhardt, create him again, and or here's an idea: it's career. Why can't I use a current driver? That'd be awesome, right? To use a current driver, like just be Dale Earnhardt Jr. and race as Dale Earnhardt Jr. Before he was ever famous. You can't do that. Nope. You have to be a generic dude in a blue suit driving a gray car that looks like it's just pretty much primered. Yeah, this is pain. If it's looking painful and it's looking bad, it's as bad for me to get through this review as it is for me to pretty much play the game. So we're just going to go ahead and exit this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the championship mode. I want to cover all the modes so we'll get a thorough review, because God, there's only 4 of them, so it's not going to take very long. This is probably the shortest review I've ever done in my life. Championship, and I will cover everything completely in under, I'm going to think, maybe 20 minutes. So championship mode, yep, that's it. You pick a driver. This is where you can pick from the drivers. It's the only mode in the game you can choose from the drivers besides just a fast race, and it doesn't count from anything. Under championship, you can start in the Sprint Cup Series and race 6 races and accelerate to 12 and then 23, and then you can play chase the Sprint Cup, and then you can do a regulation NASCAR Cup Series. as you get 20,000 SP and level 3, become a level 3 driver. So even the drivers that are in here don't ever become level, they're not already level 3. It doesn't matter that they've raced for 15 or 20 years. Who cares? Let's just make them level 1 drivers. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all there is to the game. So let's get into a race. Let's just jump into a race here quickly. I'm going to go ahead and accept Eric Almirola, or what the hell? Let's just look around here a little bit, and I don't know. Okay, we're just going to use Dale Earnhardt Jr. for the purpose of this video. He's driving the 88 Nationwide, and here we go. Accept that. Now we're going to be racing in Atlanta, or we can race. How about we do Daytona? Let's do the Daytona 500, and we want to go to race settings. So let's see. Let's do 7%. You gotta get up to 7% of the race. They default you at 2% of the race, which is like 2 or 3 laps, 4 laps in a short track, 2 to 4 on a Daytona track. So you're never even going to see another car besides when you first start the race. I can't begin to express how poorly overall this game is done. It is one of the poorest sports games I've ever seen. I have NASCAR games on PC that are probably 8 or 9, maybe 10 years old. No, scratch that. They are pre-Windows. I think they were like Windows 95 NASCAR game. Okay, so yeah, we're going back into the into the 90s. It was far better than this could ever be. That being said, we'll continue for the purpose of this video, and let's just do. I'm not going to do this race. Let's do 25%. So hey, 500 laps, a quarter of 500. Do the math. We want tire wear and fuel consumption, yes. And flags, no, we want all the flags. All flags. So you just hit accept. When you want to save your changes, well, sure I do. And so now we're going to run 50 laps. In case you couldn't figure out 25% of 500 was 50, it told you for you. Now, I set this up so it should start with a practice or at least a qualification. And is in the racing. If you look around graphically, this is some of the worst graphics I've ever seen, going back to maybe PlayStation 2, which at the time was great. And if that's all there was, this would be pretty cool. Maybe I'll push it and say it's maybe equivalent to the Xbox 360. But quickly, I'm going to go ahead and jump in my car really quickly. Let's put the brakes on here. And, okay, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but graphically, they dropped the ball so horribly. I can't even begin to explain, like, how bad things look. I don't know if my screen's doing it justice, but it's just really, really bad. Also, when you're inside the car, you can barely look left or right. We'll steer around here a little bit. Dale has on, keeping with the drivers, he has on his skeleton gloves. So, yeah, they got a couple little nice touches right. But that's it. I don't really care about the qualify. I don't really care where I start in this race. So we're just going to drive around. I wanted it to be really exceptional. I didn't look at any of the reviews on this, or I didn't even read about this game. I just had it sent to me from GameFly because I thought, hey, I like racing. A buddy of mine wanted to play it with me. I thought, hey, this will come in. I'll do a little review of it. We'll see what happens. Who knows? It could be fun. I would suggest this to be your view when you're doing the race. Don't forget to turn your mirror on up there at the top. Even though it pretty much does, it's about as worthless as your spotter. He'll say car low, car high, car behind you, car in front. You can see the cars in front of you. I don't even know why he says that. Unless I put the brake on, for some reason, I'm constantly moving. As you can see, I'm fully stopped. And I just continue to roll forward. I do realize the car is a standard, but this is ridiculous. So we're going to accelerate a little bit here, and then I will let you see some of the track graphics. I'm not really worried about the qualification, so we're just going to get up to a nice manageable speed. You'll see the normal stuff you'll see on the track. If we get over here, there are some good sunspots where you will see, like, you know, as you see the caging off to the right, see it, you know, the shadows on the track. Now this is where the graphics in the game actually kind of shine, but again, not any better than a 360 would. So as we accelerate, which we're going to need to do, you can just see that the track has so many shadows on it, it starts to become distracting. For me, I actually have to blink a lot because I'm like, Jesus, there's so many shadows, I can't tell where to put my car. Also, the physics, I will give them that the physics feel pretty good. You know, you don't want to take a really high wall. You know, you don't want to drop down just like you would in NASCAR. Let off just a little bit to go into the turns and accelerate low. And then, you know, as you come out of this, you know, you're going to keep wanting to hold it down here. So you're just going to kind of want to gradually float up to the wall. Any kind of bumps in the wall will knock 20 or 30 miles an hour off your speed, and here we begin the qualifying laps. So we have 2 to go, so we'll run these 2 so you guys can see what this is like, and then I'll actually start the race. So I picked Daytona because you can pretty much just hold the button down the whole time. It doesn't take, you know, masterful knowledge of NASCAR to run this track. But if you look at the trees and things off to the side, which you guys are getting a chance to do, I mean, in the video I'm really not because I'm paying attention to driving, you will see even the clouds and the trees, the infield grass, everything looks extremely subpar graphically. Not to mention your race car. Your race car just looks really sad. Kind of like you're in the movie Days of Thunder, and you know, except his crew chief didn't know how to build a car. It also looks like, you know, this is, for God's sakes, it's a PlayStation 4, the year's 2016. You know, let's make the cars look good, let's put a little shine on them. No, that didn't happen. So the only thing I can give this this game anything for is, you know, driving the car feels kind of realistic and can be kind of a pain in the ass, especially on certain tracks. And they did a good job with car sounds. The music is terrible. You're never going to want to listen to this soundtrack. I don't care if you are the biggest Southern rock loving person in the world, you're going to hate this soundtrack. It is terrible. Okay, so I came in 40th, but I wasn't really trying to do anything there. So, if you look at the fans, the stadium, everything around you, it's terrible. Now, I'm not going to run 50 laps of this race. I just don't care. I know that sounds awful because I want to do a proper review. However, so we will start the race, and you just kind of start right here driving.
The race is going green. There's the green flag.
There's the green flag, and I'm 40th. So the default settings for this again is 4 laps. At Daytona, I'm never going to catch up now as it is. And there's no way in the settings to make the game a little easier on you or a little harder on you. You can just turn damage off. Well, if you turn damage off, it turns damage off for all the NASCARs on the track. So everybody just kind of hits each other repeatedly. The AI is not very intelligent at all, and no drivers seek revenge on you. You can run them off the road. They just don't seem to care. You know, very, very unlike real life. I don't know if the developers of this game just got in a really, really big hurry. If they lost some funding along the way. But it's just truly, truly bad. Like really, really, really bad. The only saving grace is actually being on the track, and there's not much saving grace there at all. Of course, passing at Daytona 3 wide is almost impossible. So you pretty much just follow the other cars over and over again. It is a racing game. So even the most die-hard fans of racing or racing's history, if you watch racing every Sunday, if you skip football season to watch racing, if you are a professional race driver, you would be ashamed to be in this game, I would think. Because there's nothing here that's remotely fun. See, I caused him to wreck. He's never going to get mad at me for that, ever. As you can see, it didn't even dent my hood, and I have damage on. So next time around, I'm going to go in the pit just to let you guys see what the pit looks like. Again, I can fish him off. Probably killed that guy, who knows. Again, very unrealistic. Now, I sent 2 cars into a big spinning wreck at Daytona. I turned on all flags. They didn't even flag 1 yellow flag. What the hell is up with that? Also, you can't see when the pits are coming up. There's no little thing on the track out there beside you. So if you're going to want to pit, which is what I'm going to want to do, you're going to need to run lower than the yellow line. And pray to God you can hold it here. And you don't want to speed down pit row or they'll black flag you. So you just want to stay kind of down here until you see pit coming up. So you really want to, if you're going to play this game, you want to practice the tracks and don't do over 55 on pit row. So here's where shit gets real. If you don't know what wedge is in a race car, or the fact that you may or may not need wedge, it's not going to tell you. Ever. If you don't know why you need tape, if you don't know anything about NASCAR, you're totally in the dark. There's no tutorial here. There's nothing. Best I can tell, this game was designed for kids. And that's not a shot at kids that play games. This is great. You know, kids are going to love this no matter what. Maybe, you know, a family that wants to play on the weekends or whatever and entertain their young child. You know, this would be a great way to do that. If you notice, my spotter didn't even tell me I was clear to come out on the track. Technically, I just broke one of the biggest rules in racing. I just drove up on the track. And for the purpose of this video, with damage on, I don't even think I can tear up my race car. So we're just going to hit the wall a few times and see what can happen. Let's just spin out in the infield. Oh my goodness. No, nothing happened. Nothing. Still no yellow flag. Ridiculous? I think so. Yep, we still have no yellow flag. I just caused, what, like 8 or 9 car wrecks? Okay, finally got one. Yeah, we want to pit. And it just takes over for you. There you go. It's going to drive for you. Press X to pit and advance green flag restart. Okay. So you can get to see the pit. Maybe you will. I don't know.
Get set. The race is going green. There's a green flag.
Now, there we go. All the damage in my car is magically fixed. I can't do this any longer. What the hell were they thinking? Yes, I want to leave this race. And it tells me that if I exit the race, all my points will be lost. Well, I'm not getting points because this is just a race now thing. It doesn't even count. not in the middle of one of their big championships. I'm not in my career, so nothing I did even counted right there. So let's just break this game down in the sense of what it is. And let's pick the categories. Graphics. Graphics, I'm going to put at about a 5. And I'll give the graphics a 10 if this was a 360. However, this is a PlayStation 4. Also, as you guys know, the PS4 just released the second version of the PS4 that has 4K graphics for 4K television. This doesn't even really have 1020 by 780 graphics. It looks very cartoony when you're inside the car and you're trying to use the inside the car view, which is kind of fun and cool. It looks terrible. So the graphics are great if you're on a 360, but this is a PS4, so for that I have to re-rate it and give the graphics about a 4. As far as sound goes, the in-game sound is good for what it is. I still feel there could be a whole lot more chatter from your spotter. Car low, car high, still there, just isn't enough. And it sounds like, they just took a little bit of a recording from a race, or maybe they just thought, hey, we'll throw Bobby Labonte a few $100 extra or $1,000 or what the hell ever they paid him to phone this shit in. And because he really sounds like he's on a few Xanax while he's doing the delivery. So again, the racing sounds are pretty good, but I'm going to give sound about a 7. And the music, a 1. There's one song in this complete soundtrack. 1. And it loops over and over again, and it's terrible. So because of that, I'm going to have to give sound a 6 overall. So we have graphics, we have sound, and even more importantly, playability. Playability, you're just kind of left in the dark as to what you need to do to your race car, or how you need to adjust it or fix it, or to think. They didn't care to tell you about it. They didn't care to teach a newcomer to NASCAR anything about NASCAR. There's no tutorials. There's also no way to change the layout of your controller. If you don't want gas to be right trigger, and for you, if it'd be more comfortable for it to be X, you're shit out of luck. It's not going to happen. Overall, as far as total control and everything that's going into this game is one of the worst. And I've played every NASCAR game ever made because I am a fan of NASCAR. I like racing. That being said, I'm sorry, I played them all but one. I missed one game. But that being said, I'm not even sure the company that made this game. So you might, I'll try to leave a link and update this in the description and leave the link of the company that made this. But wow, they really dropped the ball. And, they paid some guys in NASCAR to be in a game. Great, they're making millions anyway, but the rest of it, this is just phoned in, and it feels like it feels like they were starting down a path, and someone walked in the room one day and said, you know what, let's not put all the money into this game we were going to put in it. There's a lot of NASCAR fans out there, and gamers that own PS4s and Xbox Ones, and they'll buy this game because it says it's NASCAR hate. And they won't get hot under the hood, you know what I'm saying? So they're going to run these cars. And I pretty much figure that's the way the guy talked when he said it. No offense to rednecks, because I is one, okay? So here's the thing. They completely dropped the ball. As far as I'm concerned, they kind of turned this into a kid's experience. They did give you multiplayer, but it's always attempting to connect to the network. Then when it does, sometimes it doesn't. You can play, and I'll cover the multiplayer part because it wasn't working that great. You can play a no rules race where you can just keep hitting each other over and over again. You can play a normal race, normal rules, all that kind of stuff, and you have to join a player lobby, or you can do a hosted one where I host and you join, whatever. And you can race against, I think, 1 to 4 other people. I didn't touch the multiplayer mode because the rest of this game is so bad. But again, I want to be completely thorough. So let's just do a normal race and click it. Okay, as you can see, there's only, this is a Sunday afternoon. I know football games are on across the country. But yeah, look at that. Let's refresh the list. Yeah. Okay, you can race with up to 10 other people. Or 15. Well, maybe even 4. Hell, I don't know. I don't know how many you can race with. This is post-race lobby right here. So they're not even racing. So this is just the lobby. Don't know what's going on in TT71's lobby. This race is currently ongoing. So let's join the lobby. Let's go in there and see what we can do. Apparently nothing. We'll go try to go back here. Yes, I'd like to leave the lobby. So I can't even figure out how to get multiplayer going. Select user. Okay, there I am. Only microphone audio is being broadcast. Oh, I selected me, but it just showed my profile. So I guess maybe the multiplayer race, there's a countdown clock up there. Maybe something's getting ready to happen. I don't know. Maybe we could be going into a multiplayer race. If so, that's cool. We'll do this for a split second. But the overall rating for this game, and my overall suggestion for this game is, first of all, do not buy this game. If you do buy this game, you don't listen to me, whatever you do, don't buy this game at full price. It's $59.99 for God's sakes. That's like $63.01 with tax. Do not pay them this money. Do not do that. These people don't deserve, maybe at the most, this is a $9.99 digital download title.
The race is going green.
Okay, so I don't see any other drivers except me and the other 2 dudes in the room. Man, it looks like they're trying to wreck each other. I'm doing a good job of wrecking myself. So, multiplayer, yeah, okay. Yeah, they just wrecked each other. And now I've lost connection. I was wanting so hard to say multiplayer wasn't that bad. But it's terrible. Again, it's just like the other races. And you're gonna just... Wow, I won the race because no one else was in here. I set a speed rating for this track. Wow. And we got a trophy. Hey, that's gonna top off this review. A couple of trophies actually. That's three trophies. In the middle of this. Okay. Sorry folks, as much as I wanted to love this game, it is just horrible. So with that being said, you know, if your local Redbox happens to stock it, rent it, don't buy this game. If you're a GameFly member and you have children, or you're the biggest NASCAR fan on the earth and you just want to have the feel of being in a NASCAR race, it's not really going to give you that. Rent it if you want to. Don't worry if it takes a couple or 3 weeks to get in. I don't think you're going to have that problem. I can already keep this game if I wanted to for about $40. Wouldn't keep it if it was $5. Overall rating for this game, completely overall, my final rating on review, when you mix graphics, sound, and playability in the game, I'm giving NASCAR Heat Evolution a 4.5 out of 10. This game is one of the worst games I've ever played in probably the last 10 years. And I've taken up 35 minutes of your all's life that you won't get back for this damn review. This game is horrible. NASCAR should be ashamed of itself for letting this company build this game. There are no options. You can't change your controller. The sound is terrible. It's so repetitive. The air guns even sound terrible. Your spotter phoned in his stuff while he was on 3 Xanax. This game is bad all the way around. There's no legends. There's no way you can race as people you want to race as unless you do the championship. In career mode, hey, sorry, I'm a Jeff Gordon fan. Hate me if you want to, but I couldn't make Jeff Gordon in B24 and race around and tick people off. I just couldn't do that. That would have been fun. No, I had to make myself. I couldn't be Dale Earnhardt Jr. I couldn't do anything I wanted to do. The only way you can do that is in championship mode. And that's kind of like, I guess, if this game had a story, maybe careers the story mode and championships kind of like, I don't even know. But this game is terrible. Again, 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 10 possible. And the only saving grace to this is that the racing is actually kind of a little bit difficult. So, but you can pretty much baby that up also. You can set this up like an arcade game, which is pretty much what it feels like anyway. It's a waste of time. But I wanted to do this review because I want people to see that there's a lot of crap out there, and that I will review crap, same as I will all the good stuff. Now, that being said, I'm getting ready to leave my my NASCAR roots behind here and go on and play something else. I appreciate you guys watching the video and checking in with me across the internet. If you're watching this down the road and you're watching it on YouTube, just reach down there and hit that subscribe button. I sure would appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter at WWE Matt Mayhem. You can also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/The Matt Mayhem Show. Follow, click, subscribe. There's always something going on and more reviews coming. My next review will be Madden 17 as well as NBA 2K17. So you guys take care. Later, Josh. Glad you jumped on board. And folks, take my advice. This is a rental at best, and I would only rent it and let your kids play it. If you got small children and you're a big NASCAR family and y'all love NASCAR, you know, go to the red box, drop $3, and let your kid have a great Friday or Saturday night, or hell, spend $6 and let them be occupied for a night playing this game. Other than that, this is probably one of the worst games I've ever played. It feels like in the middle of development they just said, you know what? Let's just quit working on this game. What we got wrapped up? Okay, we did a little bit of stuff. Yeah, let's just call it quits. Let's make the headlights look like stickers on the car. Again, terrible game. So there's not really any redeeming qualities except the actual race, which they have so many shadows from the light coming down that racing is kind of uncomfortable. And if you're prone to seizures, first of all, you wouldn't be gaming, but this is definitely not the game to play. I'm not seizure prone, and I have to blink constantly because it aggravates my eyes so much to watch driving this car. That being said, take care, and if you're watching this video on a day other than the 18th of September 2016. I hope the video finds you in a good place. I'm at Mayhem, and I'm going to race out of here. Have a great one.